Hi everyone, welcome to a new vlog. Well, it's going to be less of a vlog and more of a sit down video, to be honest, because I promised you in my last video that I really wanted to talk to you about health, and in particular menopausal health, because that's what I'm going through right now. And I've really been focusing on that recently. I mentioned it in a couple of videos ago. And recently I've been going through lots and lots of doctor's appointments and tests, and I have a few more doctor's appointments coming up as well, which I will kind of not take you to, obviously, but I will update you on as and when. But what I wanted to tell you first off is, I can't believe I've done this, and it's not even a big deal because millions of women are doing it, but I have now started HRT, which I have been putting off because, as you may or may not know, my mother had breast cancer at quite a young age, at like 41, 42. And if you remember, there was that scare. Do you know what? I actually want to put you down somewhere because I don't think I'm going to be able to hold the camera the whole way through this chat. So give me a minute. Okay, we're sitting on the floor in the bedroom still. But yeah, so I've stayed away from it because, as you will probably know, about 10 years ago there was a bit of a health scare amongst women who were taking HRT, who had breast cancer in their family history. And what came up 10 years ago was that HRT would increase your risk of getting breast cancer if you already had breast cancer in your family history. And that has kind of stuck with me. That research was then debunked to some extent. However, it did the damage amongst millions of women, myself included. So I always thought, if I can help it, I am not going to go down that route. Sorry about the sun, guys. It is absolutely beautiful, but it plays havoc with the video. But yeah, I just thought, no, I'm gonna not go down that route. And luckily for me, my symptoms have not really been that bad, to be honest. I mean, you know, I know a lot of women suffer terribly through perimenopause and menopause itself, and I have been really lucky. So basically for me, it's mostly just been hot flushes in the middle of the night that wake me up. But what that does is it completely disturbs my sleep, and I'm then sleep deprived the next day, and I'm foggy and I'm fuzzy and I can't get going and I can't focus on anything the next day. However, that in itself has not been a problem for me, because on the rare occasion that I would sleep well, I'd be absolutely fine the next day. I would feel at my best. So that was really the main problem for me. And then also just that weight gain around the belly. Oh my God, menobelly is really a thing. And I've never had a problem around my waist, on my belly, never. Like when I've ever put on a bit of weight, it mostly goes on my thighs and my hips, but never on my stomach. Even after 3 children, stomach was never a problem. But now, I mean, that's getting me down. However, even all of that, it was not a reason in my mind to go on HRT. But the lack of sleep was, and it was beginning to really get to me. And I started doing a bit of research and talking to family members who are doctors and finding out more and more. And what became clear is that it's not just about decreasing the symptoms that you go through, the really uncomfortable symptoms like hot flushes, fogginess, joint pain and ache. I mean, a lot of these things I didn't have. But what became clear, I'll get to it in the end, is it's not all the symptoms that you can feel and see. It's what's going on inside in terms of menopause and the change in hormones that could be the reason why I would go on HRT. So things like preventing osteoporosis, preventing cardiovascular disease, and a whole host of other things, because obviously we are just a bag of hormones. That's what we are. And once those hormones become out of kilter, or they start changing as they do in menopause, it affects everything else. It's beginning to affect my thyroid medication as well. It's affecting my cholesterol. It's affecting everything. So after having spoken to a family member who is a GP, who wholeheartedly said, yes, go on HRT. And in terms of breast cancer risk, minimal. In fact, quite soberingly, pun intended, he said to me that actually your risk of getting breast cancer is higher by having a glass of wine a week than it is by going on the HRT. I also decided that I would go for the BRCA gene test, so I've been referred for that. I'm just waiting for that, just to see if I am predisposed to breast cancer. However, it is very unlikely. Just because of the family history and how it's kind of come through the family. But in my mind, my way of thinking was, if I get the BRCA gene test done and I find out that I'm not predisposed to breast cancer, then I can go on HRT without any worries, because otherwise I was just like going crazy in my head. But I have been reassured now by 2 different doctors that the connection between HRT and breast cancer is literally minimal. So I've taken that worry out of my head, I think. Maybe it's there subconsciously, but I think. But I went to the doctor last week. No, it was 2 weeks ago. I went to the doctor 2 weeks ago, and apparently, according to their records, I have not been to the doctor in 10 years. I mean, I've been for a blood test. I went 18 months ago, and then kind of put my head in the sand like an ostrich. I didn't want to go back and have like the post checkup, if you see what I mean, because I was told that my cholesterol was high, and I just kind of went, I don't want to know, I'm in denial, and the wrong thing to do. Anyway, I decided I've got to take this all in hand and really be proactive, because as my friends have said, you know, you can't be talking about health to other people and not looking after your own health, which is true. So I went away and did a full blood test for just about everything that you can imagine: cholesterol, iron, thyroid, liver, kidney, sodium, vitamin levels, everything. I thought, bear with me, I thought it was everything. When I went back to my doctor to kind of go through this long list of everything that we've gone through. Hold on, I'm going to show you the report. So these are all the different things that we tested for. And at the end of that kind of checkup and what we were going to do next, like next steps, I just happened to ask what were my estrogen, progesterone and testosterone levels, because, you know, surely you should know that before you start HRT. And it turns out that we hadn't done those, that he hadn't requested those. So off I went for another blood test. I'm actually now waiting for the results of that to find out what my levels are of those 3 crucial hormones. And when I said, why haven't we done those in the initial blood test, you know, where you can see everything was tested for, he kind of said, well, it's kind of academic because, you know, you're in menopause, so it's academic really. So I said, okay, that's fine. Then when he was giving me the prescription for the patches, he said, why don't, I think maybe wait till you've done your blood test. So I said, well, I thought you said that that was academic. It doesn't make any difference really, because does it make a difference in what you would prescribe? No, apparently. He said, no, it won't. So, well, what difference does it make? Anyway, I did wait. I did the blood test. I haven't had the results, but I did start on the patches yesterday. I mean, literally, it's been less than 24 hours, but I am now wearing a patch, which is, it feels like it's happened really quickly. I really should have started this last year. In fact, I probably could have started this, where are we now, 2023? I probably should have started this in 2020. So really, I'm probably about 2.5 years late, but better late than never. And as I say, the reason that I have decided to go down this route, and I'm not saying that anyone should or shouldn't, I just want to make that clear. That's kind of, what's the word? A disclaimer. I'm not suggesting or recommending that anyone should go on HRT, and I'm not suggesting or recommending that someone shouldn't. I think it's a very personal decision, and I think you have to do your own research and you have to do your own, make your own decisions. I have plenty of friends who have decided not to go down that route and are not taking any HRT, but for me it was the compelling evidence in terms of things like bone health, heart health, that kind of thing. I decided that I'm going to do it just for 5 years max, because that's when it kind of tips into breast cancer more risk rather than less than 5 years. So that's kind of where I am on it. I thought I would just update you on that. However, he did give me the HRT patch and then said, wait till you've done your blood test. So I was like, well, we do have the results of the progesterone, testosterone and estrogen blood tests coming up, I hope next week, maybe by the end of next week. So if this video isn't too long, I will update you in this video, or that will come in the next video. And I do have an appointment booked with a female health gynecologist, menopause specialist, and that I will be doing in about 2 weeks time as well. So I'll update you on that. And yeah, that is where we are on that. I'm being super good. Oh, the other thing, I think I mentioned it briefly in the end of last week's video, but I am really seeing the benefits of taking my thyroxine at least an hour away from anything else, away from coffee, away from any other supplements. I used to take it with my iron and magnesium. I don't do that anymore. So I get up early, I take my thyroxine and I wait a minimum of an hour before having my morning coffee. And I have gone back to having my bulletproof coffee as well, because I think I need all those good fats in my diet more than I was having. I don't know why I stopped the bulletproof coffee, because that was kind of a religious thing for me almost, and I haven't had it for a while. So I've gone back to having that the last few days. I've really, for me, the bulletproof is like, it's the equivalent of the Bradley Cooper Limitless pill. If you've seen the film with Bradley Cooper called Limitless, you know exactly what I mean. It just gives me so much more focus. I feel great after having it. If you are starting out with bulletproof coffee, I would say to you that when you start, just start with maybe a teaspoon of MCT oil in your bulletproof, because it can make you feel a little bit sick if you're not used to it, and then slowly build up to the amount that you should have, which is between 1 to 2 tablespoons of MCT oil. But I've done a completely different video on bulletproof coffee, which you may or may not have seen. I will link it somewhere up here so that you can see that, about kind of why I drink it, how I make it, 3 different ways that I make it as well. So I won't go into too much detail about the bulletproof, but I have reintroduced that. And what else can I tell you about my health? I'm not running anymore. At the moment, I am literally just focusing on low intensity, steady state exercise. So I'm doing, no, that's not true. I do a bit of high intensity as well. I mean, I guess it's like HIIT when I do my sled training. If you don't know what I'm talking about, head on over to my new Instagram account. It's called Beauty Fit Flow, and that's where I kind of share all my fitness stuff. So I do sled training, and I sprint when I do the sled training. So that is kind of HIIT, I guess. But in terms of on the treadmill, I've stopped running, I've stopped sprinting on the treadmill. I'm doing a low intensity, steady state, LISS, which I'm doing an incline walk at like, not a fast pace, but not too slow either. So around 4 to 5 kilometers an hour at between a 10 to 12% incline. And I do that for half an hour, which, oh my goodness, you would not believe the sweat. You know, you don't have to run to build up a sweat. That incline is a killer, and it's just constant. So I just put on a podcast or put on my favorite music, and I just keep going for half an hour. I cover up the timer actually on the treadmill so that I can't see it, and I just keep going. And yeah, I set the treadmill for half an hour. It switches off after, and it's just great. That's exactly what I want. There's so much more, and I did make notes and then I deleted the notes, so I have other stuff to tell you. Oh yes, I am still taking the NMN. We take it every single morning. Nicotinamide mononucleotide. I had to look it up because I always say it wrong, but my husband and I take that every day, and it is crucial for, I don't want to use the word anti-aging, but in a sense, kind of. It works literally at a cellular DNA level in terms of DNA repair and cell rejuvenation, metabolism, at your gene level, at your cellular stress response level. It's just it's naturally occurring in your body anyway, and so we take that in the powder form, like a sublingual one. I will link it below. I know that I have talked about it quite a bit on my Instagram, but you may not have seen that. So that is something that we take every single day. And if there's one thing that you took from this video, I would definitely recommend you go and check that out, because you can't see what it's doing, but you know that it's doing all the things that you need. And whether you're nowhere near menopause or perimenopausal or menopausal like me. Anyway, I will update you once I get the progesterone. I don't know how long I've been talking now, maybe about 15 minutes I think, but I will update you when I get the next blood test results, just to see where we are, and I'll also update you on the HRT patch and how I'm going. I think it takes up to about 3 months. It's not overnight. If you are new to this, I actually googled it this morning, like how long does it take to see any results, and I'd only worn it like half a day and overnight. So it takes about 3 months to really start seeing the effects and the benefits. I'll show you which one I have. So I was given this one. It's called Fem 7 Conti, and it's a patch that you wear for 7 days and then you change it for a new one. So you change it every 7 days, and there are so many different types that you can use, so many different forms of HRT. There was the option of using a pill and then combining that with a cream or a gel and all those kind of things, but I already have to take my thyroxine and my iron, and I take some other supplements as well, and I thought I just don't want to take any more tablets, even though I would not forget because I have to take my thyroxine every day. But I just thought, no, I don't want to take another pill, so I didn't go down that route. And the idea of like smearing creams and gels on them, waiting for them to like sink in and dry, I just thought I want the simplest way forward. So we went with a 7-day patch, which I just change every 7 days. So I did wait until April the 1st, which is yesterday, to start it, just so that I can just keep an eye on. I'm going to do it, change it every Saturday, basically. It's the easiest thing for me to do. And yeah, I'll have to see if there's any benefits to it that I feel immediately. I mean, the benefits internally are obviously the things that I was talking about, like bone health, cardiovascular health, other things like that. But in terms of the symptoms, like the hot flushes in the middle of the night, we'll just have to see. Okay, that is my little update for now. I will come back here and update you on the hormones, as I mentioned, just because I think I'd rather have everything all in one video. But it is the most beautiful day outside. Spring, I think, is just about here. Can you see that beautiful blue sky? So I am going to get out there and I'm going to get out there. I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do a little bit of gardening. I'm not going to go to the garden centre. I'm going to do what I need to do in the garden right now. I'll get out of this. I'm not gardening in this little Zimmermann top, which, I bought, by the way, pre-loved. And it's absolutely gorgeous. Look how pretty that is. It's so gorgeous. It's going to be perfect for holiday with maybe a pair of high-waisted shorts. So yeah, I'm going to get changed into a nice, comfortable t-shirt and head out into the garden, and then haven't decided what to make for dinner. Yeah. By the way, I have been burning these 3 candles from Stories. These are new from Stories Parfum, which, you know, is the perfume that I wear. I wear #1, and they've done 2 sets of these candle trios, and they are absolutely gorgeous. They're literally filling the bedroom with the most beautiful scent. I wish you could smell them. You don't have to burn all 3 together, but you get the most incredible fragrance by layering them together. And it's just such a lovely atmosphere in this bedroom with this beautiful scent. Good morning, everyone. It is Bank Holiday Friday here in the UK. It's Good Friday, so it's the Easter weekend, and I don't know why, but I am up super, super early. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up, and I don't know why. So I'm just gonna have my coffee and sit and talk to you guys. So yeah, I'm the only one up. Everyone is fast asleep, and I want to put you, I'm actually putting you on a cat tower. Let me just show you this. So I got this just recently for the cats. This is really fabulous cat tower. It's not too big, it's just like the perfect size. We couldn't really put it together properly though. That's the problem with these self-assembly things. But anyway, that's the cat tower. And the cats don't really want to use it. Oh, where am I going to put you? There. So yeah, the cats don't really want to use it, and I can't make them. And it's really annoying because I've wanted them to use something like this for so long and they just don't want it. But I wanted to update you on where we are with the patch. So as you will know, I'm going to just move this. That's better. So as you will know, I started the patch on Saturday last week. It's now Friday. Saturday, fine. Sunday, fine. Woke up on Monday and it fell off. So the instructions say when it falls off, you just kind of, you put a new one on immediately. So I opened up a new one, stuck a new one on Monday. On Tuesday, I was at the gym, it was falling off again. So I just thought, I can't go through 4 patches in a week. It's meant to be 1 patch a week. So 4 patches in a month. I'm just going to go through a month's worth of supply in a week. So I looked really stupid at the gym, tied some, paper towel around it to kind of just hold it on until I got home. And so this is the current situation and has been since Tuesday. That is the current situation. We have a plaster. Oh, and the plaster's coming off now. We have a plaster holding the patch on. The first patch I put on was on my bum, which is kind of one of the places that they tell you to put it on. But I thought maybe, I don't know, maybe there's, I don't know. Anyway, so I decided to put it on my arm, inner arm, where there's like least amount of friction, least amount of kind of sweat and sebum and stuff like that. And I've had a lot of messages from you guys on Instagram that it shouldn't be on the arm. So when I change it tomorrow, I will put it somewhere else, maybe on my hip. Someone said on my belly. I just think that like with a waistband of your trousers or your skirt or whatever, or my leggings, it's just going to kind of just get rubbed off. So I don't know what to do with it. And if you have any recommendations, any suggestions, or any advice on how best to get this patch to stay on, then I would really appreciate it. Other than that, it's all going well. I haven't had a single hot flush this week, which is absolutely incredible. I've slept better. Like I woke up at 6 this morning and I wasn't tired. I was, fully refreshed. So definitely it's already helping me on my sleep for sure. And even if that's the only thing that I can feel that it does, that's fine with me, because that's really what was getting me down. And the rest of it, we will just have to see. As I said, it takes about 3 months to know whether it's working for you or not. So let's see if it helps me lose that weight on my belly, because that's the other thing that's getting me down. But it's hard to be down today because it's Bank Holiday Friday and there are blue skies outside. I know that it doesn't look it right now, but because the sun comes up on that side of the house and I'm at the back of the house. But by the afternoon, this room is going to be just drenched in sunlight. I am definitely going to the garden centre today because I got some tulips delivered which need to be planted out straight away. So I'm going to go and get, all I need to do is get some compost, or not compost, I need to get some soil to put into the pots. So I'm going to do that, whether anyone comes with me or not, because I always try and get my husband to come with me. He doesn't want to come with me and I end up not going. So today I'm going to go on my own if no one wants to come with me, because it's a beautiful day and it's just the right kind of day to be out in the garden, pottering around, doing all those things that I've been wanting to do. maybe I'll take you with me, because otherwise I'm really sorry. This video has literally just been me sitting down and talking to you, but there was just so much to talk about that I just wanted to, you know, just get it all out there. So apologies if it's been a little bit dull with me just sitting down and talking, but I hope you feel like I'm talking to you, because that's how I feel. Brilliant, thank you. Ooh, look at that sun. It is the most beautiful, beautiful day outside. I have done what I wanted to do, which was come to the garden centre and get that soil. So I'll go back and hopefully plant up those tulips. My loves. Well, it's not morning. It's early afternoon, just after lunch, and it is Easter Sunday, and it's the most beautiful day outside. According to my daughter, it's warmer here today than it is in the Greek islands, which is incredible. And I think we are down for some very good weather coming up in the next couple of weeks, so I'm very, very happy about that. But it is Easter Sunday. We don't really celebrate Easter. It's not one of our kind of things. But it means it's very quiet. I have taken advantage of this long weekend, and I've been upping my training regime. So I went into the gym yesterday and did an extra intense and extra long workout yesterday. So I was absolutely shattered. I actually took 2 midday naps yesterday. And also today went back into the gym, did another really intense session. And I've just had a little Sunday afternoon cheeky little nap, which has been wonderful. But we do have a family dinner tonight. We've got some family visiting from Dubai, so we're all getting together tonight for dinner, which will be really nice. So I have to get ready for that at some point, but I've got loads to do this afternoon before. And sorry if I'm sounding a little bit more lispy than normal, but we are literally into the final legs of the teeth transformation journey. So I am currently doing a little bit of at-home teeth whitening in preparation for an in-chair, I think that's what he called it, an in-chair whitening situation, and then a little bit more at home, and that's kind of the full treatment. And then I will get the retainer put on the back of the teeth, and then we are there. The attachments have come off, and so I did try a little bit of chewing gum, which I haven't had in nearly 2 years, and I used to never be able to be in the car without some chewing gum, otherwise I'd feel travel sick. But obviously with the attachments on my teeth, I've not been able to eat chewing gum, chewing gum, what's the right word? So I was so excited when the attachments came off. I thought I can have chewing gum again, and I have to say, I think I've lost the love for it after not having had it for almost 2 years. I kind of wasn't really enamored with it, so I think that's the end of an era with that. But yeah, this is now, I've got the teeth whitening trays in, and I'm keeping them in for about 4.5 to 5 hours at a time. So I had an early lunch after I came back from the gym, and we're not going out till about 7:30, so I've got a good 5 hours. It means I won't snack as well, which is also good. But I just wanted to finish up today's video with a little update on the patch. So I changed the patch yesterday, and it is now, I'm just going to undo my sleeve, so it is now on the other arm. So it is now on the other arm, and I've taken no chances, and I've gone straight in with a plaster on top, because I can't be doing this, going through 2 or 3 patches a week. It's just not, it's not the right thing. And if I run out of them early, they probably won't give me any more until my kind of time is up. So I'm going with the patch. It does not look nice, and given that the spring season and summer season is coming, I can't carry on like this. I have to put it somewhere invisible. Maybe I'll still use the plaster, but I'll just use it on, like, I don't know, my thigh or something like that, which isn't visible. So that is the plan, but that is it for today's video. Oh, and I almost forgot to show you the tulips, which I planted outside. To be honest, they don't look that good. I think I left them in their container. They were delivered, and I think I left them in the container a day too long before I actually planted them outside. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they take, and you know, like the roots start growing into the soil that I planted them in, and that they will start to look good, because they really, I want to show them to you, but I'm hoping that they'll look better and then I can show them to you, because really I'm not very proud of the way they look right now. But at least they're in, and yeah, fingers crossed that they're going to look good. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I know I apologized earlier, but again, this I know has been very much a kind of just sit down and let's chat kind of video, and hopefully there'll be more action in next week's vlogs. So if you're not already subscribed, please do hit that little subscribe button down below. And if you like the video, you know, give it a thumbs up, that kind of thing. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye.